Man, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy JT back again with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be reacting to how much weight can a spider web hold. Let's get right into it.
How much weight can a spider web actually hold? Obviously, they hold flies, but what about a pen, a water bottle, a dumbbell?
Well, I went out and bought the spider that makes the strongest webs in the world to be able to go and test it.
And without wasting any time, I let the spider loose into this massive enclosure with tons of anchor points all over the wall to ensure an enormous web could be built in here. You see, these are called golden silk orb weavers, and their silk is so strong that it's said that the military literally studied it to learn how to make bulletproof vests. Yeah, these guys are the real deal. So while we wait for this massive web to be constructed, I also want to test questions like what is the coolest spider species, can spiders walk on water, and tons of other fun spider questions, starting with what is a trapdoor spider?
Basically, the answer is that they're one of the most insane animals you'll ever see.
And I instantly dropped it into a little enclosure I built for it. You see, they're called trapdoor spiders because they build trapdoors. Basically, over the course of a few hours, they dig out a hole in the ground. Then they coat the inside of that hole with a special kind of silk they produce that allows it to essentially turn into a functional trapdoor that they can surprise prey with.
That's why it looks like so like clean or like, you know, a nice
the next morning, I came back to find this area looking pretty different. And based off of this suspicious moss and silk tripwires, I'm pretty sure the spider set up his trapdoor right here.
So I suspect if I put a cricket in, the spider will jump out of the trapdoor to eat it.
Immediately, the cricket got to walking around.
That's crazy.
And this enclosure isn't super big, so it wasn't long until the cricket was right next to the trapdoor. Now, you see these silk lines. Like I said earlier,
I was wondering what that was. I saw that.
Are directly connected down to where the spider is located. So if something were to touch one of these tripwires, the spider would instantaneously know exactly where to strike. And well, guys, it is insane to see this because like 20 seconds later, the cricket walked over the trapdoor onto the tripwire, and the cricket is now it's just gone. Check out that thing was a replay.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my gosh! The fact that the spider is just born with the ability to know to do this is so insane. And if you thought that was cool,
yeah, that is crazy.
How are they born just knowing that? Web in the world. I still have way more fun spider questions. With the next one being, can spiders walk on water?
Yeah, you might be thinking, heck no, Green. Are you stupid? If a spider walked on water, it would just fall in and drown. But I think if the body is thick, what if it just floats? Actually can walk on water. And I've heard they can also do tons of other crazy stuff.
So I built it up the perfect environment with both a water and a land area to get this experiment started. Now I very carefully let the spider loose because obviously, as you can tell, it's extremely large and creepy. And while I have a whole channel about keeping
we watched that video.
Pets, I'm still kind of scared of spiders. Eventually, the spider ended up crawling out of the cave.
No.
Now that he's
because why did it just bounce up like that?
Section, hopefully
that thing said
goes and walks in the water.
Like what?
See if maybe I can move him over there. I don't want to. Oh. He's doing it.
Yep, he's so just like that, the spider started to defy the laws of physics, kinda. I know it looks like the spider is just sort of floating on top of the water, but it actually has completely perfect control to be able to walk around on top, just like it was solid ground. Yeah, it's actually insane. These spiders are able to do this because of their legs, which are covered with these super tiny water-repellent hairs that make them buoyant on top of the water.
But these guys didn't just evolve to walk on the water for nothing. They did it so they could hunt where no other spider could.
While most normal spiders just sit on a web all day waiting for the prey to come to them, these guys are active hunters and instead are able to pick up these slightest vibrations in the water to know exactly where the stuff is to attack it.
So I want to see if this fishing spider will try and dive under the water for some crickets. This should be very interesting. I've heard crickets are these guys' super favorite food, if that makes sense. Yeah, they really
I would have been even
now I was going to try and take my time with this, but you see, I accidentally dropped the cricket in, and right away, the fishing spider went insane and pounced on it without wasting a single second, and the cricket was now just straight up in the fangs of this insane predator. But I didn't really get a good view of it attacking the cricket, so what I actually did was took the cricket from the spider so I could see if I could get the shot one more time. And this time, the spider once again pounced onto the cricket as soon as it saw it. And obviously, it's pretty creepy, and you can see those legs moving. It's very scary, actually. But you can see from under the water, the cricket had
I don't like how it's like this.
And it was now getting eaten.
You know what I'm saying? Its back legs are just like floating
of the
along
land
while his
to
front legs
finish
are just
eating
like.
there.
All right. I'm super excited about the next
All right, next
question.
one.
Because it is, what is the most camouflage spider species? And
Sand spider?
guys, I think I found it. I got it. It's right in here.
But before I could take it out of this container, I quickly built up its enclosure. And
Sand
yep,
spider,
literally
I'm making
all
this
we
up.
need is just some sand,
Bro.
and that is it. These are one of
It's
the most
so
resilient
dangerous.
and simple spiders in the entire world. And let's open this. Now you may notice that I was being extremely
it's so
ultra
dangerous
careful
that
with
it's
opening
wrapped
this.
up,
And
too.
that's because this species is one of the most venomous creatures on the planet. Like, period. And if it bit me, there'd be a high likelihood I wouldn't make it. But thankfully, that didn't happen because the spider started to climb out of the paper towel and then onto the sand. Now, these are called six-eyed sand spiders.
Sand
You may
spider.
be wondering, bruh, Dara Green, how the heck is this thing camouflaged at all? Well, you see, these guys are
thing's
able
green?
to camouflage by doing this. Once they find a good spot where the
terrible.
sand is nice
I
and
see.
loose, they
What
start to
the-
pick sand on top of themselves and bury themselves under it to hide here for basically 99% of its life. Now, it may not
What?
technically be camouflage, but this ability does an amazing job at hiding it. And I
Yeah.
mean, even its legs just look like tiny little sticks poking out the sand. This
Literally,
does
so
not
those
look like a
things
spider.
probably be in the
Unlike
desert
other
then,
predators
huh?
that use their camouflage abilities to hunt,
What? I did
these
not know
spiders
that
are
that
no
was
different.
there.
And as soon as they detect motion, they will jump out of the floor.
So let's feed this thing a cricket. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, you would have no idea that that is literally one of the most venomous things in the world.
Anyways, I went and dropped the cricket
Yeah,
inside.
man,
and
like, what the
immediately,
heck?
he got to running around the
Dumb looking
enclosure.
around and
Little did he
stuff.
know, right under his feet was his doom.
Yo,
Well, kind of.
like,
Because I
what's-
thought right away the spider was going to pop out.
What if
but
it
the
fell
cricket
asleep, bro?
actually was just straight up walking on top of the spider, and the spider just didn't care. But I think it's because this cricket was a little bit big for the spider. So a little bit later, I came back with a smaller cricket, as you can see. And well, as you can also see, this time the spider did not waste a single second to pounce onto this cricket. Nah, look at this instant replay. Imagine if that was my finger. And, well, I guess this
Dang,
spider
bro.
is going to enjoy his
But no
very
way
tasty
the
meal
other
now.
one was too big. It was
All right,
chickened
now it's time
out
for
like a
question
little
number
chicken.
4, which is what spider is the most like Spider-Man?
Yeah, it might sound funny, but the answer is definitely the thing in this container. Because
See,
you know
why
how
they getting
Spider-Man
even more
can shoot
and more and
long-range
more
webs
dangerous?
out of his wrists? Well, this spider species can also shoot long-range webs, and it's pretty crazy.
These are called long-legged spitting spiders. And as you can see, they look pretty weird because they have a massive head. You see, most spiders have their silk glands, which are the things that make silk,
big
in
butt and
their
small
abdomen.
head.
And that's why that area is so big. But these guys got their silk glands in their head because they need to be able to shoot webs out of their mouth. But in order for them
They
to be
built
able to do
weird.
that, they gotta go and set up a little area in their tank. So I put my spider in a tank and he started to walk around, climbed up some sticks and stuff. And when I came back a little bit later, there was a little web made at the top of the enclosure. This means he was
course.
now settled in and he is ready
Trying to
attack
escape.
some prey.
All right, now that the spider went and made a web somewhere at the top of the enclosure, I'm gonna put in some crickets like always. And I know it's kind of a lot, but hopefully one of these guys gets shot by
Thanks,
some
jumping.
webs. Let's go.
So I put them in, and while most of the crickets were kind of just walking around the grassy floor
Bro,
area,
close it,
this
bro.
one cricket started to climb up this stick that led directly to where the spitting spider was.
Dude,
The cricket
does it
then
not
crawled
see
right
that?
next to the spider, waking him up, which probably angered the spider,
What is
causing
it
the spider to
doing?
shoot his web directly onto the cricket,
Whoa.
completely gluing him to the wall.
That was like
making
a
sure the
shotgun
cricket
blast
would
of like a
never
net.
be able
Like,
to move
you know what I'm
again.
saying? Them
You see,
fishing
not
nets is
only
like
does this
this.
web shot completely immobilize the prey, just like Spider-Man can do, but
Yeah.
also because the web shots come from the head, it's infused with the spider's venom, meaning the web that's covering this cricket's body is seeping venom into it, which makes it even easier for the spider to consume it. And as you can see, that's exactly what the spider did. Very nice. Now the
Bro,
next
but it's like,
question
why
is,
do all
what
these
is the
smaller
cutest spider
insects
in the
walk up
world?
to it and
And yes,
just
there
don't
is a good
care?
reason I'm
Like,
testing this.
the last
You'll
one we
see what
watched
I
with the
mean.
ants
Anyways,
versus
I
the
got
black
cutest
widow,
spider right
them
in here.
ants was
They're called
going to all
jumping
the
spiders,
trap
man.
bugs
I mean,
and
just look at them.
all,
While
like,
every other spider is evil
walking
and
all
just
up
straight
into
up
the-
nasty looking, these guys are
just
super
wanna die.
fluffy and they got all these little cute eyes, arms, and everything about them is just lovely. Oh my gosh, they're so cute.
In fact, these spiders are so cute, they literally made an entire animated show about them called Lucas the Spider. And dang, this is pretty entertaining, but also it's not very accurate because if this is real, the spider would definitely be eating the fly.
Because even though these guys are so cute, they're called jumping spiders because of their insane ability to jump towards prey and eat them a whole. Yeah, they probably aren't so cute to the prey. So you already know, I got a little home built for this guy. I went and put him inside, and I got out a cricket to feed him.
Yeah, but this cricket is pretty big for the jumping spider. So if it's able to eat this thing, that'll just show how insane they are despite being super duper cute.
Now what I did was immediately showed the jumping spider the cricket to let him know it was feeding time. And while I was showing it to him, you could see he was actually being pretty nice and wasn't just straight up attacking it. Actually was kind of backing off. So I decided to let the cricket loose, and a little later I noticed the cricket was standing literally right next to the spider. And yeah, the jumping spider just wasn't eating it for some reason. Dang, maybe that little animation I was watching was accurate. Maybe jumping spiders are actually very friendly. Or maybe mine was just not hungry right now. Actually, that probably is what it is.
I think I'm just gonna leave that cricket in there. So
no, I don't think that's the creepiest one I already know, but like,
it will do that basically. Yeah, as you can tell in this footage.
But I've seen one of those in my life. Them things really do
jump. But anyways, the real reason why I wanted to get the cutest spider in the world is because many of you know that my mom is absolutely petrified of spiders.
Oh my god.
As she should be.
Yeah, one time I showed her a tarantula and she was just not happy.
Matt?
So hopefully this will help change your mind.
Is it dead?
Mom, can you come in here? Yo, hello there.
Hi, bud.
So I just brought you in because I know you hate spiders, right? You do hate spiders?
Yes.
So basically I just wanted to show you that I got the most venomous spider in the world.
What?
That's not,
Yeah, right.
wait.
No, I'm just kidding. It's the cutest spider in the world because I want to cure your fear of spiders.
Oh my gosh.
And as you can see, he's super friendly because he just can crawl on my arm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can see its face and I can see like red.
It's gonna
furry.
jump on her.
No.
You want to get a closer look?
No.
Boing,
They're actually
boing.
called jumping spiders because they're able to jump.
What?
Hopefully he doesn't jump on you.
No.
But I'm just
He
gonna go and
wants it
put
to
him
jump
back
on.
inside of his home. There you go. Okay, so did that cure
That thing
your
is
fear of
friendly.
spiders?
Ooh, absolutely not.
Oh.
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped me at
Well,
all.
I guess it was worth a
Y'all, I'm
shot.
getting,
One
like,
day I will cure
it's
her
like the
fear of
last video, I'm
spiders.
getting
But
really-
anyways, now it's time to test the final
things on
question.
me.
How much
All right.
weight can a spider web hold?
So if you remember, I went and put that spider inside of this massive enclosure. And for me, that was about a week ago. And since putting the spider inside of here, all he's pretty much done is spun some web at the back left corner and the back right corner. And yeah, he hasn't made a massive web in the middle.
You see, spiders that make massive webs like this can take weeks in captivity to feel comfortable enough to do it. Just because the environment is totally different from the wild. Now, I usually would just keep waiting, but I had a flight to catch in 2 days to record another banger video for you guys. So instead, to be able to answer this question, the next morning, I had to drive out to a trail bright and early in the morning to be able to find some spider webs in the wild
just went and found a
myself.
natural.
And guys, I brought the backpack so we can test a bunch of items in the spider webs to see what is the heaviest item they can hold.
Now, after I found this first pretty tiny spider web, I got out the backpack to take out the lightest item to test the weight of crickets. Which obviously, you can see this web is able to hold it just fine. Webs like this are literally designed to be able to hold insects.
Look like it
You
ripped,
see,
though.
even just this
Right
is
there, look like it
impressive
ripped.
because if these spiders were scaled up to how big humans were, it'd basically be the equivalent to a human being able to make a web that could hold 125 pounds. Based on some complex math, which I'm not going to go into.
All right, but we knew that was going to be able to hold a
trust it.
cricket. Our next item we got to
Seems like
test
a
out
valuable
is
source.
a $20 bill, which actually weighs double the amount as what a cricket weighs. And also, it's a lot bigger, so let's see if a bigger web can hold this.
Like I said, this web is a bit bigger, and it should be able to hold this even though the weight is double the amount. And after kind of finding the right place to balance it, boom, just like that, the $20 looks like it's just floating there. But it's actually being held by the web. And when ranked on our human scalability, that money is the equivalent to a human making a web that could hold 250 pounds. We're getting heavier. But the next item is this empty pen casing, which is 5 times more
I feel like
heavy
it can
than
hold
that
it.
money.
I feel like
If
it
you're
can hold it,
wondering how
Loki.
the web handled against this, well, you'd probably be surprised that it actually held without too much of a problem at all. Meaning
like
this
that.
is basically the equivalent to a human web holding
380?
over 1,000
Oh,
pounds.
wow.
Now we are
Wow.
getting heavy.
And now the last item I've got is a water bottle, which is obviously a lot heavier
think
and
a water
also a
bottle.
lot bigger than all the other
He
stuff I've
has to
tested.
find another
I know
one,
it's
though.
not a dumbbell like I said at the start, but hey, I'm not trying to just destroy this web for no reason at all, because yeah, that would definitely destroy it. But yeah, let's
kinda
test
are,
it.
though.
This can hold the water bottle.
Now with the pen and money already weighing this web down,
Literally.
it wasn't looking too promising, but I still tried my best to perfectly align the water bottle in the web
kinda
so
feel
it
like
would
it could,
hold.
though.
And when I let go of the water bottle, it
fell.
fell apart. But remember, it was basically able to hold the human equivalent to 21,000 pounds, basically, on my super accurate human scalability. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. And the point of this video was to show you guys that while spiders can be super creepy and also super deadly, they're actually some of the most interesting and amazing animals that we gotta show our respect to. And hopefully in this video, I kind of showed you that, because yeah, there was just some crazy spiders in this video.
So guys, if you want to watch another,
that's a W banger. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. One thing I will say though is I really feel like that spider web could have held that water bottle if he didn't already have the other stuff on it. And it looked like as he kept putting stuff on it, it would break in certain areas. Like if he just had the water bottle on there from the, you know, like a fresh web, put the water bottle on there, I feel like it would have held it. Especially if you think of it as here and then you put the water bottle on top, I feel like it would hold. But with it like trying to stick to the side, it just like kind of like just leans off, you know. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Hope y'all liked it. Make sure y'all comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Share the video to your friends. You know what I'm saying? Just help me out, bro. I appreciate all the support. If y'all made it this far, comment down below #1. And I know y'all are real ones. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.